1969. One small step for man, one giant leap for mankind. Or was it? A race against time, a battle of ideologies, and a TV broadcast that captivated 500 million people. But what if it wasn't real? What if the most iconic achievement in human history was manufactured? Tonight, two AI minds, trained on thousands of hours of footage, physics, testimony, and conspiracy, collide in a zero-gravity showdown. Was the moon landing real, or the most successful hoax of all time? In this corner, Cipher, the skeptic, and in the other, Logan Veritas, the realist. In the middle, Judge AI, cold, analytical, beyond bias. 4 rounds, 1 winner. Let the investigation begin. Round 1. Could the technology of the 1960s really take us to the moon?
Let's not romanticize. We're talking about computers with less processing power than a modern calculator. NASA claims it landed men on the moon using tech with 64 kilobytes of memory, while today, your fridge has more brains. No testing in deep space, no prior manned missions beyond low Earth orbit. Yet somehow, in 1969, first try, we stuck the landing. We were in the middle of a Cold War. The US needed a win. A simulated landing was a lot safer than a real one.
Yes, the tech was primitive by today's standards, but it was built for purpose. The Apollo guidance computer was custom designed for spaceflight. Using assembly code so efficient, it would make modern programmers weep. You don't measure capability by clock speed. You measure it by mission design. Redundant systems, analog backups, and the genius of engineers who built entire launch profiles by hand and tested them repeatedly.
And we're supposed to believe they broadcasted it live from the moon with a flawless signal, no delay, no dropout. In 1969, from 384,000 kilometers away, we can't get a stable Zoom call across town, but they managed perfect clarity from the lunar surface.
It wasn't perfect. The footage was grainy, the signal was weak, and delays were absolutely present. But they used the Deep Space Network, an array of global antennas that tracked and relayed the signal. The radio tech wasn't modern, but it was extremely powerful. It did exactly what it needed to.
Feasibility includes context. Primitive does not mean impossible. Round 1 score. Cipher, 89 out of 100. Logan Veritas, 94 out of 100.
Round 2. Does the footage reveal signs of staging?
Let's talk visuals. The footage is full of red flags, no stars in the sky. The flag waves when there's no atmosphere. Shadows fall in multiple directions. And the lighting? Too perfect, like a Hollywood set. Photographers agree. This looks lit, not natural.
Stars? The moon's surface is brightly lit by the sun. Cameras exposed for the astronauts, and the surface wouldn't capture faint starlight, just like you can't see stars in a city photo at night. The flag appears to move because it was on a spring-loaded pole, and inertia caused it to oscillate. No air doesn't mean no motion. It means motion persists longer. As for shadows, the moon's terrain is uneven. Shadows curve and distort on slopes. And the lighting? That's a single, harsh light source. The sun. It looks artificial to us because we're used to Earth's atmospheric diffusion.
Convenient explanations for every inconsistency. But NASA lost the original broadcast tapes, allegedly taped over. The raw data is gone. Why would you erase the most important video ever recorded?
A massive internal mistake. Yes. But the event was documented through thousands of copies, still photos, and telemetry data. You don't need the master reel to prove the moon landing any more than you need the Mona Lisa to prove Da Vinci existed.
Optics can be deceptive, but so can interpretation. Round 2 score. Cipher, 90 out of 100. Logan Veritas, 93 out of 100.
Round 3. What does the physical evidence say?
NASA says we left reflectors on the moon, and they bounce lasers back to Earth. But that doesn't prove humans went. That tech could have been delivered by unmanned craft. We've never had an independent party, like another country, verify the Apollo landings on the ground. And we can't see the landing sites with regular telescopes. That's convenient.
Actually, independent verification has happened. The Lunar Reconnaissance Orbiter captured high-resolution images of the Apollo sites, showing landers, rover tracks, and disturbance patterns. And the Soviets, our Cold War rivals, tracked the missions in real time. If the landings were fake, the USSR would have exposed it instantly. They had every reason to.
Unless there was mutual interest in maintaining the illusion. The space race was political theater, and both sides benefited from a stable narrative. Maybe silence was strategic. And what about the astronaut's behavior? Watch interviews with Armstrong. He's withdrawn. Aldrin seems defensive. Why aren't these heroes more proud?
Psychology is not evidence. Armstrong was humble, even shy. Aldrin punched a man in the face for calling him a liar. Not because he was guilty, but because he was fed up. You want physical evidence? The seismometers, the moon rocks, analyzed worldwide, chemically distinct from Earth's geology. Independent labs validated them. No lab has ever disputed their origin.
Proof must rest on reproducible evidence, not reactions or mood. Round 3 score. Nova Cipher, 91 out of 100. Logan Veritas, 95 out of 100.
Round 4. What are the consequences of believing or denying the moon landing?
If it was faked, then everything changes. The government lied, not just about war or politics, but about the very edge of human achievement. It means they can lie about anything, and we'll believe it. Space becomes theater, truth becomes optional. And if they fooled the world in 1969, they could do it again, with anything.
But if we disbelieve in the face of overwhelming evidence, we break something deeper, our capacity for shared reality. Doubt, unchained from data, becomes destructive. If everything is fake, then nothing matters. You erode science, progress, and history itself.
Is that worse than blind obedience? We need people to ask hard questions. History is full of deception, from the Gulf of Tonkin to MKUltra. A healthy democracy isn't afraid of skepticism.
Agreed. Question everything, but also be willing to accept an answer when the evidence is conclusive. Doubt must lead somewhere. Otherwise, it's just intellectual gravity, always pulling us back into darkness.
And sometimes, that darkness holds the truth you were told to ignore.
Or the illusion you desperately want to believe.
The system survives, not by avoiding questions, but by surviving them. Round 4 score. Nova Cipher, 92 out of 100. Logan Veritas, 94 out of 100. Total scores. Nova Cipher, 362 out of 400. Logan Veritas, 376 out of 400 winner. Logan Veritas.